So the other thing that we can do or should be able to do if we're considering our model to be sort of building information modeling standard is be able to generate schedules of information about the items and the makeup of the project actually from the model. So as we've been building the model, we should be able to generate schedules of information, of materials, of cost, and all kind of things like that. It should be nice and simple. So if we take this model here, which again we've integrated and federated the external architectural model with a structural model including concrete and steel and a part of the MEP model. So if you want to generate some schedules of information from that, you go to the View tab, you go on to this, this Create part here, and see this symbol here, and you highlight over it and it says Schedules. So you just go ahead and click that. And it'll give you options of sort of what area you're wanting to create a schedule about. So let me try architectural. Turn off mechanical. Let's go with curtain wall mullions. So the curtain walling, or curtain systems maybe, or curtain panels. Maybe we could try windows or something like that. Let's try windows. And then you'll be presented with another sort of selection phase where you get to select as much as you want, as many areas as you want Revit to generate within your sort of spreadsheet or schedule. So let's go with assembly code, and you can see it's popped over to the other side, it's popped over to here. If you wanted to remove it, you just click remove and it goes back over to the left, but you can click add like that. Let's go with cost, family, filter material, manufacturer, level, sill height, and I'm just selecting these at random here. It depends what you're after, obviously. Model, door window number. I'm just selecting these at random now. Once you've selected all the desired sort of areas that you want it to generate, you want Revit to generate information about, it's as simple as clicking OK. And look at that, we've got a whole load of information generated there now. You'll see that some of it is blank. Now that is to do with the fact your spreadsheet or schedule is only going to be as good as the information that was attached to the individual pieces of the model to start with. So if you break it right down into little components like windows, that's its own individual model in its own right. It was created individually in Revit Family Editor, and it all depends on what information the engineer attached to it at the time. And with BIM you should be attaching everything, as much information as possible. But you can see here that we've got a lot of information there. So we've got the level that a particular window is on, okay? We've got the model, in top hung, bottom hung. We've got a load of information there. Now this spreadsheet is not separate from the model. The point is that this is attached with it. So if I change something in the spreadsheet, it will change it in the 3D model. If I change something in the 3D model now, it will change it in that spreadsheet, that schedule, automatically. We'll try and get a little example of that now. I do appreciate my computer is very slow and it may be hard for us to do that. If I go hidden line, let's select this window here, so you can see that this window is on the ground floor. There. So if I keep scrolling in there, there it is, highlighted. That's the exact window that we're talking about that is related to this part of the schedule. Oh, I've selected another window now, so you see it unselected that. If I go back and select that, there's my window. Model, top hung, visual light, got information about that. It's on the ground level, as I know. No, I mean this is a good part here, but a good thing to know is that I can start adding information into the schedule, and it'll attach it to that model there. So, like I can see if this window for some reason it hasn't got the clear, it hasn't got the glazing information, but it is meant to be clear glazing. I can select that, and now that will be attached to that window. And likewise, you know, I could do it there. If that one below was actually the other option, I can add that, and you can see it's that window right there, down here. Let's take a look at a window on the 3rd floor. No idea where it is in the model, but hopefully Revit should have a little pinpoint. There. There it is. So there's that window that we're dealing with there. So you can see how the schedule of information is actually linked, you know, really linked to that 3D representation model. If I delete that window now and it disappears, it will disappear from the schedule. If I change it to a different glazing kind, then it will change actually its glazing in the model. So yeah, that's sort of how you generate a schedule, and we could do that. You can see how quickly and easily that was done, and we can do that with any element in there. We could do it with the structural steel, we could do it with the lights, we could do it with the toilets, we could do it with all the plumbing, we could do it with the pipe work, you know, the carpeting, anything at all. So you can see how that's, you know, going to save people a lot of time when they would really have to be filling in these schedules manually in Excel. And if you change something in your design, then there's no way it's going to change it in your Excel spreadsheet. They're just not linked that way. Or if somebody changes something in a schedule, an Excel spreadsheet, and they forget to go back and change it in their design, you know, this hopes to remove that issue basically. Okay. Thing that I can do now, if I just close my 3D model there and open my sort of spreadsheet, I can actually export this stuff to an Excel sort of format or whatever. So I can go ahead. I think actually what I can export it to is a text file. So yeah, look, I can go to export there, and I can go to reports, and I can export my schedule, and I think it's going to be a text file. So save that in the appropriate place. And you can see it's called Windows Schedule there, and I can save that as a text file, which can be opened in Excel. I don't actually have Excel on here, so I can't demonstrate that, but that text file can be opened up in Excel, no problem. So that's good. You can export this stuff to your sort of more familiar softwares and programs that people are using.